Worse. Motherfucker never loved us. Fucker never loved us. You ain't know now, you know now. Still at the scrub J's with a toothbrush.
Welcome to the Unstable Podcast. It's your girl, Claudia Jordan, filling in for the lead chair, Mike Hill. He's not here anymore. He quit, actually, after last week. He's done with this. He's not messing with us. It's over. We got Steve Wilson in the house.
What's up? I didn't quit. I'm still here.
And mean-ass Guy Torrey's in the house.
What up, though?
And special guest joining us, someone who I've wanted to get on the show. We've all wanted to get on the show for a very long time.
Yes.
A friend to all of us.
A legend.
Our girl, a legend of comedy, 30 years in the game.
30 years in the game, and I still didn't sleep with her. But keep going,
Wow,
keep
but
going.
It's never too late.
That's right. Luenell. Give it up for Luenell. Yes. Love you, Luenell.
Love you.
Comedian, actress,
Do it
radio
all.
personality,
Cool.
writer.
Was just on TV
Cougar.
10 minutes ago and about Steve. All about
All
Steve.
about Steve.
All about you, and you didn't sleep with her.
Not yet.
Wow. Okay.
Luenell is, we met on the Foxhole a long time ago, and we just connected, just immediately.
Yeah.
And it's like a very unlikely friendship.
Right. I like it.
I like it a lot.
Why?
too.
Because she pretty and I'm fat.
No. You all both.
Let's keep it real, motherfucker.
Nah, because it's because
That is
the
why.
perception would be that I would be bougie, which I'm so not.
Right.
People don't know.
And that you would be ghetto, and you're so not ghetto at all.
Right.
You're the
She is.
bougie one, actually.
She's both. She's bougetto.
I am.
She's bougie and ghetto. But if you all did stand together, you look like the number 10. I just want to say
Oh,
that.
wait a
I'm
minute.
the oldest joke in the book.
In the book.
Duh.
But Luenell, we've wanted to work with each other for
Actually,
a
it's
long
the
time.
number 18, motherfucker.
That's right. 'Cause you have a figure 8. You got curves, mama.
That's right.
And you have recently there was a post that you put up about your past, and it ties into one of our members here, Guy Torrey, about how you started.
I've been knowing Luenell and loving Luenell for 25 years. When I first started in this game, I used to go down to the Bay Area, the town, Oakland, where she was residing at the time. And she used to put me on very early in my career. And those were very important times because they gave me my confidence to do stand-up. Also, she had a radio show she used to do out of her house. And
No, television.
It was a television show.
The
Soul Beat. That's right. It was TV. Soul Beat TV network. And she used to do it. And that was kind of my first early years on television.
And it wasn't out of my house.
It was a nice little spot, though.
Yeah, but it wasn't my house.
Okay, it wasn't your house. My bad.
Yeah.
My bad.
So maybe you're thinking about, because Sobe had different locations.
Right.
It was like the African American television show in the witness protection program. But at one point we were recording out of an apartment.
That's what it was.
Yeah, on 40th and Foothill.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
So
Okay.
like them dudes in Florida, they got the podcast. They do their show out of the house.
Yeah, I've
exactly.
done that, and I love their show.
Tom and
that's
Dan.
good.
Yeah,
great guys,
like
great
them
show.
Shout out
guys,
to
yeah.
Tom and Dan.
Yeah.
And you posted on your page that you had done some time.
Yeah.
And you're pretty open about that.
Right.
And when you got out, the first place you went
Before I went home to see my child, I went to the Comedy Store.
to see Guy Torrey.
And Guy let me go up that night because I was like, please, I got something to say. You just gotta let me go up. Give me some time, and he did. And
I was doing the legendary Fat Tuesdays at the time, and
Wait, that was 2003, wasn't it? When that happened, though.
it was around that time. I can't
no,
remember
it was
the time.
actually like 90s.
Late 90s. Yeah, late 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Luenell always showed me love when I came to the town, Oakland. So I was like, man, I got to.
How did that feel? Like you're coming straight out, and then were you nervous to get back? Did you have any feelings of maybe I'll be rusty?
Because you was
No,
gone
I
for
really
how long?
wasn't.
You was in for how long?
Like
first?
4 months and
4
18
months.
days on
Oh,
a
okay.
year bid.
Shit, that's
but it
a
was
bid.
county time. It was county time. County time is like 4 months in county is like 5 years in prison. But
And you haven't looked back since.
I wasn't. Yeah, I looked back since I got arrested since. But
Oh shit, Luenell.
yeah, I didn't get
Some
arrested
people
one
don't
time.
learn.
I got arrested.
No.
That was just the longest
Some
bid I did.
people just don't learn.
Don't learn. I didn't know the car was stolen, but anyway.
Allegedly.
No, what I wasn't nervous. What I was anxious to sort of purge myself because comedy for me has always been like my church. It's
Absolutely.
the place where I'm the 8th of 8 children. Nobody ever wanted to listen
right.
to me.
Wow.
And so this is where a place where I know everybody has to listen to me. And I was like, listen to me, what I just went through, you guys. I'm so glad to be back. And I ended up getting a standing
ovation that night.
Yeah, but I talked about, the strip searches and that I'll probably never eat an apple again. I'm back on apples now.
Okay,
I'm
you
proud
need to bring that
say
back.
about
What
it.
does that mean, an apple? What is that story?
Because in every lunch
Right.
in jail,
It's an
you
apple.
get an apple.
So it's like
And
enough
I
with the
ate
apples.
so many. apples.
Enough with the apples.
Enough with the apples.
How bad is it? Really like bologna sandwiches all the time?
It's not even bologna.
Really?
Yeah.
What kind of meat is that?
Mystery meat.
Mystery
I
meat.
did a TV show. We was in a reality show when we was in Indiana State Correctional Facility when it smelled like feet and laundry in the whole place. It's not a nice. It was a horrible thing. I was in there for 12 hours a day for 4 days. We had to follow the rules.
In a woman's prison, I would
No, it was a men's. Well, if it was a woman's prison, that would be hot. But yeah, what did that smell like?
It wasn't hot. It wasn't hot. The missus wasn't in there with Prince Machiavelli on.
Gucci.
No, it was county soap, county.
No, I wondered about that with all those women. You know when you hang with a girl a lot, your periods start to sync up. Is
The
it
whole
like
jail?
Really?
A lot of the
Yeah.
fights that happen, they have a thing called clothing exchange, where you have to exchange out the clothes you've had for like a week for new clothes. They make everybody break down buck ass naked and take your sheet and wrap yourself.
Really?
Period or not. And then a lot of times bitches would get in a fight during clothing exchange. And now you got blood sheets, bitches. It's
it's a lot going on.
Toga,
So-
toga,
buddy,
toga.
buddy.
So y'all guys don't know that. That's a phenomenon that
I didn't
happens
know that.
when you hang with a girl for a while, for a little bit, you start your periods. It's a very weird phenomenon.
So
Your
that's
Like if
periods-
you
real.
have 3 daughters
No,
in
it's
a
real.
house,
It's real.
if you have 3 daughters in a house and a mom, at some point, everybody will be on their period. At the
So
same
how does
feel
that
sorry for
happen?
that
if
dude.
It's like the moon and
yeah,
shit.
it's weird because
We're
it means
special, motherfuckers.
it means our uteruses are communicating with each other, which is really weird.
But science says it's supposed to happen every 28 days, right?
Yeah.
So if it happens every 28 days, how does that just change just
Oh,
because you meet
so-
a cool
because
chick?
it changes.
Someone gets gypped and they get mad.
It might be 27 days for you.
So what you
Or
say-
it might be 29 or 30 days for her. It doesn't always be 28 days on the dot.
Yes,
you
sir.
know?
So what
So
you're
y'all
saying
bodies
is
is horrible.
What you're saying is a woman's pussy is original Bluetooth.
It kind of really.
Gotta sync up.
Right.
I hate that, especially if you're around the girl that like.
Bluetooth.
I think like if yours syncs up to your friends and hers comes sooner, like you just lost out a whole week of your month. So it kind of cuts into your time for the month. It's really fucked up.
It doesn't
So if your girl
happen.
get pregnant, yours don't come, so you confused too?
I don't know.
Yeah,
It doesn't
yeah.
happen immediately like you walk into an apartment and you guys sync up. This is after like months.
So it's
and
not like
months.
Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
No, and you know it.
So,
Come on.
Luenell-
next subject shit.
Thank you for coming today. We got to get some business out of the way. Last week we had a really explosive show.
Yeah.
Our other member here, Mike Hill, he's not here today. Him and Guy got into a really heated argument, but they dabbed it up afterwards. But he's not here because of that. Like
No, he's
working,
actually working.
he's
He worked for the Clippers. So,
but
yeah.
I think Guy would probably want to get something off his chest and say something.
Yeah, I do. Actually, so those of you who watch and listen to our podcast, thank you very much. Those of you who commented on the situation, whether you're Team Mike or Team Guy, I ain't seen any comments on Team Guy. It was Team Mike because the thing about it was I haven't watched last week's show. I haven't looked at the comments, but
I
I
watched
get
like 5 times.
I get the alerts, so I can see what some people are saying, and everybody's like, he should lose his job.
No.
Mike should have whipped his ass. Beat his guy
You
was
gonna
out of
lose your
pocket.
job for some free shit.
And I know exactly. So here's the
We
thing.
need him. He's free labor.
Here's the thing, the backstory that people didn't know. Now, I can understand if you went in on me saying I was out of pocket and it was disrespectful.
Were you out of pocket?
But let me tell you the story.
And were you disrespectful?
Well, I'm always that, Luenell. Come on, Luenell.
Oh, we're gonna go backwards right now.
So here's the thing.
I'm nervous.
So here's the thing.
Oh, we're gonna go backwards.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Shit. Fuck.
So here's the thing. The reason why I said what I said to Mike about being an unfit dad was because on Christmas at his house, when we were over there, we all were teasing Mike about being an unfit dad. All 10 of us. And Mike was laughing and joining in on the conversation as well with his 16-year-old daughter. Because the things that I saw her doing, I thought it was unfit. It was a conversation we had. Mike stood up for himself. And that was fine. So when I brought it on the show, it wasn't like something that I do as a sore subject with Mike or anything like that. It was the fact that we talked about it and joked about it just a week before last Wednesday. So when it happened, it was, if you saw the shock on Claudia's face and on Steve's face, because Mike, that wasn't a Mike Hill we know. We hanging together a lot outside of the show, and we have no bounds. We talk about anything. And stuff that happens outside the show, we always bring on the show. So, and for Mike to get that way surprised me because I'm like, wait a minute, this ain't the Mike Hill I know. Mike Hill always goes along with everything and he stands up for himself. So what he did on the second half when we came back from after the fight and stood up for himself, that's what exactly was supposed to happen before the whole thing blew up. And the thing about it is I told Mike months ago, I said, Mike, there's going to be some times on the show when I'm going to bring up a topic that you ain't going to know about. Can you flow with me? Can you roll with that? Can you handle it? He said, man, I'll roll with you. Just do what you got to do. So I was expecting that. And then also, in my opinion, of course, his other daughter was there, not the one that was at the house on Christmas. His older daughter was here. And I think that's what made Mike snap. Because you all didn't see that Mike coming at either, Claudia and Steve. Mike said the look on his daughter's face is what made him snap. Now, here's the other thing that I wanted to say. This show is not live. We taped this show. Had it been live, I wouldn't have done that. But because we tape the show, a lot of times we do the show, we say names we're not supposed to say, and we also drop names and say things we're not supposed to say, and we say, edit it out, let's stop, let's go again. Mike had every reason or every cause to do that if he wanted to. If he wanted to say, stop, we ain't got to go on there, guy, let's finish with the show, he had every opportunity to do that. It wasn't live. And the other thing is, I feel like Mike is a trained journalist. You're trained to be able to handle hostile situation interviews, whether it's live or not. So in this situation when it's taped and you know me, you know Mike knows that I don't come at him like that. He knows I'm the type of guy that's always trying to protect his image when he's doing stuff on social media that's unbecoming of, I think, of an analyst on a major network. And he's like, no, I got this guy. So the fact that he blew up like that and got emotional, I got upset because I thought he was grandstanding. I thought it was like, okay, it's lights, camera, action now, so that's why you grandstanding like this? Because at the house, you were joining in and laughing with us. But what he said was, the difference was this setting, and the difference was looking at his daughter's face and how hurt she was when I said it, and that's what made him snap. So we apologize. We dapped it up. We're not going to talk about it anymore. This is the end of it. But for those of you who went in on me, I ain't mad at you. I don't call you haters because just because you don't like my style of comedy or what I did don't make you a hater. It just makes you different. And dialogue is good. Having a different opinion is good. So thank you for watching our show, Unstable. Thank you for commenting, and thank you for joining in. And that's the end of the Mike Hill Unfit Dad conversation. But he did.
Until he come back.
Guy, you know what? I think that, I think apologizing and then kind of taking it back is kind of
take it back.
Well,
did I just take it back?
A little bit.
How?
You kind of walked it back a little bit. You
How
don't
did I
think
walk
so?
it back? No. And if I did, let me know how I walked it back.
I just feel
I'm
like
explaining the other side because people didn't know.
Right, and that's good that you did that.
Exactly. So
But,
how did I walk it back?
It's gonna come off. I already know what they're gonna say. They're gonna say you're making excuses.
No, no
just leave
excuses.
it-
I took full blame for it. Now let's go back because last week what you all didn't see was me apologizing to his daughter 3 times.
Right.
And then when I went outside, I immediately apologized like 3 times before it got physical.
Okay.
And I said, look, it's
I
my
was there for
fault.
the apology. I feel like
If I felt like I walked it back, that's not what I'm trying to do.
maybe
And I
not
apologize.
walked it back. I think
Walking it back is harsh. It's like sometimes when you apologize, it's best to just apologize and never try. It seems like sometimes somebody told me what my problem with DL was. Every time I say I accept his apology, I always say, but he know what he did.
Right.
And that's walking it back.
So
you have
my
to say,
assumptions were wrong.
You have to say,
I assumed.
You have to
Right.
say, I'm sorry, and just dead it like
Right,
that.
that's what I'm saying. So
But I get you wanted to
assumed-
explain the whole situation.
Right,
I get that.
assume- So if I come off as justifying it, I'm not. I'm just saying I was wrong in assuming that it was okay because we had joked about it before and it was okay. So I misjudged the situation. I take full blame for it.
I get
absolutely
how it stemmed. I think maybe it could have. Once you saw the look on her, like he was mad about the daughter, maybe it could have been dead then. You know
Well, that's
what
why I was trying to walk it back then. I was trying to make a joke out of it, but it came off as me making fun of him.
Yeah.
So
Right.
that was wrong too.
That did come off that way.
Right, it did.
And then it seemed like you were being mean at that time.
Right, because remember, at
Well,
a
like you was
certain
poking-
point, I was like,
Well-
after I realized it was getting fucked up, I was like, all right, let's dead
Well,
this shit
well,
now, because I
once-
thought it was a joke, and then it
once
turned.
someone says they're gonna whoop your ass,
Right.
then that's a trigger word for me.
Yeah.
So
You think?
Yeah, exactly. So now,
And then it got crazy.
Then it got crazy because once you say that to me, it's like, okay, I'm gonna make sure you make good on that promise.
And,
That's the Tory coming out in.
But we don't want that ever.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
Again,
I
but
cried, you guys. We cut
Yeah,
some
he-
stuff out. I was
yeah,
crying.
they-
I
she-
hated seeing them
When
fight.
she cried, that's why I was like, come on, y'all, man. Y'all
I
gotta
was
stop
so
this.
sad.
I was kind of. You know what's funny about the whole fight is that it was two guys who really did, 2 old niggas who didn't really want to fight.
Because you're almost 50.
And the only thing is like we look like Claude and Ray from Life. We like Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence in the movie Life. Wanting to fight, but not really wanting
I'm
to fight.
like, someone about to pull a hamstring, break a hip, pull a.
But when he
damn-
pulled his shirt off, that was funny to me. When he went Bruce Leroy on me,
he-
that was
he
yeah.
pulled his
He
shirt
pulled
off.
his
You know,
shirt
Mike
off.
Hill been doing them push-ups on Facebook, so he
Right.
wanted to show everybody.
Okay, so hopefully after this,
It's over.
we need to all probably get drinks when he gets back. in
I'm
town.
not drinking. I don't drink anymore.
Okay,
so I'm good.
yeah,
I
no
offered-
drinks.
I
I
was-
ain't drinking 2 months.
I offered him a shot of Hennessy last night. He said no.
Wow.
I don't drink anymore. I'm done. Done with alcohol.
Okay, so we're good. Everybody, Steve, you got everything off your
I'm
chest.
Yeah, we good.
I'm past
we
it.
good.
So I'm the only one who's never got punched on the show
Well, you're a woman, so you won't get punched on the show.
so far.
It's still
We'll see.
early.
Bro, it's still early.
Okay.
our co-host Luenell might punch you.
Yeah.
Okay, so Luenell, we have a bunch of topics on the show we're gonna go through. You know what? Should we take a break right now?
Let's take a break. Let's take a break.
We're gonna take a break and come back. We're gonna put a little nice clip of something from Luenell. Luenell got a birthday party coming up. March
The best
11th.
birthday parties.
Not just any birthday.
Oh yeah,
The
It
best
is-
birthday parties.
The best birthday.
She got everybody. Yeah, like the mix of people at her parties, like
The best.
you just have to be there. So March 11th, where's it gonna be?
Sunday, March 11th at the Globe Theater at 420 Broadway.
That's downtown, baby.
Los Angeles.
That's my hood, DTLA.
The historic.
You go from Roseanne Barr to motherfucking Cat Williams at a party. That's how eclectic
Yeah.
it
to
And
the
there will
Bishop
be-
Don Magic Wand,
Right.
Snoop Dogg.
There will be a
to
pimp there.
Wayne Newton.
is. There will
Yeah.
be a pimp there.
All right, we're gonna go
She's
to
a
break.
legend.
We'll be back, and we're gonna put the flyer up for Luenell's party. You can't go if you're not on the list, though. But we'll be back after this on Stable
Bye.
Podcast.
Yes, you can.
Worse. Motherfucker never loved us. Fucker
Hey,
never
what's up? It's
loved
Guy
us.
Tori, Unstable Podcast. We have our lovely guest, Luenell, in the house, y'all.
Sexy Luenell.
Luenell.
Lovely.
Those of you who watch on Unstable Podcast, you can catch us on Instagram and Twitter at Unstable Podcast, Unstable the D Podcast. On Facebook, it's Unstable the Prosperity D. And on YouTube, Unstable Podcast with the D. Everything with a D, Unstable Podcast. All
You
right?
want to drink some water next time you see
I know,
that?
man. Try to get it all out, man.
Who's the most unstable in here, would
Guy.
you say?
Guy Tori.
I'm
ain't got a friend,
tripolar,
Guy.
so I'm
Guy.
definitely the most
Guy.
unstable.
Guy.
Guy will be smiling with the dimples, and
Yeah.
he'll go off on
Right,
you.
right.
Then he'll give you a hug.
Right. Out of
See-
10 times you see Guy, 8 times you're going to get a hug, and then the 9th time, you
So
don't
what
know
people
what
don't
it's gonna be.
realize about
Anyway.
comedians that we're dark on the inside. We're actually dark, twisted
That's
souls.
one of the questions that somebody had wrote and asked about on your Instagram, Claudia, that they wanted to cover was the dark side of comedy. I said,
Yeah.
they ain't ready.
Yeah.
They're not ready.
That's
Let's
why
talk about
comedians make
They're
good
not
dramatic actors, because we can put our egos out the way and tap into our dark side. We can be some really good dramatic actors.
Look at how good Robin Williams was as an actor. Dark.
Speaking of darkness,
Darkness is
there's
spreading.
a story that
Yes.
is quite disrespectful to
This
our
is-
melanated folks. Am I saying it right?
Yeah.
Melanated folks.
Yes.
Steve Wilson, you got the details?
Yes, there was a story. H&M International put out a picture, and we're going to put this picture up here on the screen.
H&M.
Yeah.
A clothing
H&M,
store.
a clothing
I know
store.
what the fuck they are.
No, that's for our listeners.
And
not
they put
you.
a little black child with a hoodie on that says "Smartest monkey in the jungle" or
I thought it was
coolest monkey in the
jungle.
jungle.
Right.
So H&M, I would like to say for me, I can't speak for everybody, but fuck you and fuck you again. And I want to shout out Puffy Combs because he gave the kid $1 million. I don't know if that's real, but I saw it online a couple of times. Supposedly Puffy gave him $1 million contract. Is it for Sean John to be a
Sean
model?
John, yeah.
Sean John. If you
think
did that,
that's
Puffy,
amazing.
shout out to you, Sean, if you did that. But other than that, that's
The
just,
mother doesn't have a problem with it. She's going in on social media saying,
she got a big check out of it,
My child,
and she's selling out.
wore hundreds of outfits from that, and I don't see you guys are making a big deal about nothing. Is what the
Because
mother
she
said.
got a check out of it and she want another check.
But
She ain't gonna mess that up.
But here's
Yeah,
the,
but that's selling out your child.
yeah. And here's the thing. I ain't gonna lie. When I first saw it, I thought it was me. I got a baby picture that damn looked just like that little boy.
Well, you were, in fact, the coolest monkey.
I didn't say it, you guys. I'm not the racist.
Right. They always get
I
quiet.
am.
Hold on, let's
She
pause the
is.
show. Can we pause the show? But I want to
Man.
ask all of the people, why do y'all go in on Claudia so hard? I was reading the comments. This chick ain't did nothing wrong.
Wait, what subject are we on? Are we talking
Yeah.
about the shirt? Or are we
Yeah, let's
talking
go
about
back.
clothes?
Let's go back to the shirt. We're going to go back to the shirt, and then I want to come
I
back.
have something to say
Y'all
about
got to
that.
stop fucking with Claudia.
We're
I
gonna
was
get to
reading
that
some
'cause I
of
have
them
a gripe.
comments. Oh, you got a gripe?
What are your
Then I'll
thoughts?
take that back.
What are your thoughts, Luenell?
The thoughts are, just like somebody said, it's not like the shirt just popped the fuck up on
Right.
the internet. Somebody had to make the shirt.
Right.
They had to sew that bitch.
Absolutely.
They had to make a decision to make that shirt.
They had
say
meetings about that
There
shit.
were several steps that shirt went through to even come to fruition. It passed through many hands.
Wasn't no black
so
hands.
you can't say just H&M. You have to say all the motherfuckers affiliated with H&M.
Absolutely.
Every executive that signed off on this is a cool shirt. Every person who sold, sold one of those motherfuckers if they ever got to the store, or anybody who would ever buy it. It's like a cumulative piece of shit fuckery.
And here's the thing.
You
Here's the
know?
thing that bothers me is that there are people going in saying we're too sensitive and things like that. Well, I'm of a generation. I'm 49 years old this Friday, right? So I'm of the generation that I'm a little close. I was born in the 60s, so that's still real close to my parents' parents being called monkey, because that's what white people called us back in the day. We call monkey. Now the younger generation are so far removing that sometimes that they may not be as sensitive as we are as us old folks, to get off my lawn guys and women. So and then it was done in a different country, basically, I think too.
Yeah,
and
well,
sometimes,
Sweden.
And sometimes
Agent
there is
International,
there is a
don't
difference
give a
in culture,
fuck.
because there's a store in Africa, a hip hop store called Niggers,
It is.
owned by some Africans, and when someone asked them why did you call it that, they said we like Puff Daddy, New York City, because what they associate hip hop with is niggas. So they didn't mean anything,
It's a cultural
cruel about it.
difference.
It's a cultural difference.
Man, they didn't mean nothing, but they serious.
But are we too sensitive as black people when we see that type of advertising? Are we too sensitive?
So, but yes, we are sensitive, but there's a reason for it, though. You know what I mean? Like, we're not far enough removed, and that I get caught up in a lot of this stuff because, like, I speak as a black woman about things. Regardless of my mom being from Italy, I always have lived my life as a black woman. There was never a choice for me to choose. Like, I'm white, I'm half. I don't lead with that.
Right.
I'm a black woman. So when I speak on certain things, I'm speaking as a black woman. Sometimes I get criticized by my fellow black sisters.
Which is wrong.
That I was reading, this is my gripe. I was on Lipstick Alley, right? And I'm reading the comments about the Omarosa story, about how I said Trump prefers, we were talking about how we prefer a light-skinned woman.
Right.
And we talked about the House Negro term.
Right.
Yes, that's offensive. But it's not, I'm talking about how he thinks, not how I think.
Right.
They went in on me and called me all kinds of colorists. Like, I have a resentment against dark skin, against black people. I'm a racist against my people. And it's like the most hurtful thing. And it's like, on one hand, I'm comedy adjacent. I'm not a comedian, but I work on comedy shows. And my delivery is harsh and sometimes
you have a little darkness in you.
I do have darkness. Like, I have dark comedy, right?
Right.
So I think a lot of times I'm being like, do not put me in the same category as a Stacey Dash, because I never come
Not
at it
at
like
all.
that. When I did the comedy union, you guys spot, when I told that story about my ex who tried out to get a part as a monkey in Planet of the Apes, right? They mixed that with me saying all dark-skinned people are I would never say that. I don't
You
think
probably
that.
shouldn't have told that story, though.
Well, I told them. I told them the foxhole. That's what got me the foxhole.
I mean, you just probably should have picked another joke because of motherfuckers like this. See, first of all, I take issue with the word sensitive. We're not fucking sensitive. You hit a cat in the street, like what you put on your Instagram.
Yeah.
I'm sensitive about that. I'm passionate about this shit.
Yeah.
I'm passionate about my blackness.
Yeah.
I'm passionate about the shit that's going on. I'm passionate about, I heard the word nigga today, like 2 hours before I got here, in the Bank of America on fucking Sunset Boulevard. Today. So, I don't call that sensitivity when every fucking day of your life we have to put up or see some fuckery.
Right.
If you had to deal with that and live with that, then you would not be sensitive. You would just be passionate. As far as you trying to straighten out motherfuckers on the internet, it's already been ruined for you. The motherfuckers that hate you, hate you.
Yeah.
There's nothing that you're going to be able to say. No. Claudia is a passionate, wonderful, intelligent, fabulous girl. But unless you know her and you believe this, you buy into this bullshit that people say on TV, then you're never going to know that. You're never going to believe that. And there's nothing you can do or say, no matter how rational you are about anything or how much good sense you make.
Right.
Nobody's going to fucking buy it.
Because they was talking
fuck
so...
them.
Right, 'cause
Fuck
they was,
these motherfuckers,
you know,
man.
tell you something. They was talking more shit about her. They was trying to defend Omarosa. How do you do that?
And this is what's hurtful. And I don't want to speak about this shit anymore. Like, I don't want to speak about it anymore. I don't want to hurt anybody. I don't want to offend any sisters. Like, that's the demographic I actually care about the most. And that's been the most hurtful. Like, when I was on Housewives, and it was like, when that came out, I was like, if I'm doing something that hurts sisters, then I apologize, because I never want that. But it's like when I try to explain myself, it's just, so I was on there today, and they were saying that first of all, they were defending Omarosa over me. So that's some hatred, right?
Fuck.
And as hard as I go
She's a
so
Trump
hard
supporter.
that the white people that are in my circle feel offended and get mad at me. That's how hard I go. And I disregard that, because I always feel like I need to defend and be on the side of the oppressed and the ones that need it. The side that needs it the most, like the underdogs. And I feel like we have been that, because we're not the majority. So I was reading these awful comments about I'm not even a black woman. I cannot consider myself a black woman because I'm biracial. Like, I cannot. Like, we don't want her and she's not black. And I'm like, I want to cry right now talking about it, but I'm not going to.
Some fat, slovenly bastard in Wichita Falls, Kansas.
But
nobody gives a fuck about. Listen,
when you grew up the way I grew up, right? And my mom's from Italy, my father's black, but I always identify as a black woman. When you have family members that tell you, like, maybe you'll get cute one day when you finally get some color, and it doesn't make it didn't affect me the way some biracial girls run to the white side and say, I'm done with them, I'm not like that. It made me want to be blacker.
Yeah, this is the typical, tragic mulatto story.
I hate that frame.
I know, but
that phrase.
There's 100 motherfuckers out there sitting out there right now saying the same shit. It's a tragic mulatto story, but it's not. If you Meghan Markle gonna get her nigga wake up call pretty soon too. Keep watching.
Yeah. Here's the thing though, like the tragic mulatto label. I don't like this is what is hurtful. We come in all different shades, and we gotta stop thinking that one shade has more pain than the other, but we should respect each other's pain. Like, there's a different kind of pain. I sympathize and empathize when I see a quote unquote full black woman or a full black man, and I know what they got. I know that in certain incidents, they have it. No one's really full, but I feel like in certain situations,
you might be a guy.
I feel like in certain situations they do have it easier. I mean, I do have it easier because of some white people's perceptions of, well, you're not like them, and I resent that. I don't like that. I stop people right away when white people try to get me with that. Well, you're not like them. You're tan. No, I'm not. I'm a black woman. And then,
but it's always the light skinned ones that lead the motherfucking march in the parade. I mean, Huey Newton from Oakland.
Malcolm
I don't
X.
know if he,
Nigga Jesse Williams from Grey's Anatomy. That nigga speak up for us more than anybody.
Than anybody.
Yeah.
But like, we can't disregard, like, you're just a biracial. You don't count. You don't matter. Like, imagine if I said that to black. Like, I would be killed.
I like what Luenell said about not sensitivity, but
Passionate.
And I had a post last year I did about this cereal that caught my attention. I was in a mall and I saw this big poster and it offended me, and I thought maybe I was a little bit too sensitive, but it's called
this
Bootios.
is a bit much.
And
this
I didn't know
real.
about that this was a wrestling group. I didn't know that this was. It just offended me that this look right here when I saw it was offensive to me. So I went inside the store and I asked the clerk. I said, "Who's buying this cereal?" And she said, "A lot of white moms for their teenage sons and daughters." And I got to finish. So I posted something online last year, and one of the wrestlers reached out to me, Xavier Wood, and he explained it to me. I kind of like got his side of the story, and I just said, man, right off the bat, when you see this in your face, I got offended. But we had a man-to-man conversation. He was cool about it. I was cool about it, and it was all good. But a couple of guys, John Murray went in on me a little bit and said I should research the whole phenomenon of New Day, and these brothers doing positive stuff, and it didn't mean anything about.
Listen, that's fine, but when you're walking down the aisle in the grocery store, you don't stop to say, "Oh, let me research this." You'd be like, "What the fuck is this?"
Yeah, their marketing scheme was a little bit off
fuck
right
all
now.
that. I don't give a fuck if they're a game, a team, or what the fuck it is.
But their message was, don't be whack, don't be booty, be better. And that's what their whole message is.
Yeah, well, ain't nobody eating the message. They're eating the cereal because of chocolate.
But the box,
and
right?
they got niggas on the box.
Right.
The box. I
keep it real.
I did some modeling for Newport cigarettes, right? They brought, I know, okay.
She is a nigga. I'm trying to tell you, she is black.
How much blacker can I be?
She got a new. She's doing photos for Black and Mild next week.
I mean,
her and Shannon Sharp.
So they have the black models,
right?
The husband wife, right?
Right.
Then they have the Latino black models.
Right.
I mean, the Latino models, husband and wife, and the white ones. So they call it urban market for the blacks.
Right.
General market for the white folks, and Latino market for the Latinos, right? So we have the same outfits, same setups, but different models. Like, so we do the same thing. So bride and groom, black couple, get on stage. White couple, get on set. Latino, get on set. The white people got to be all like, like, whatever, just happy, whatever. The Latinos had to be a little bit more spicy. They wanted us to be so coonish that we had to shut it down. Wow. They were like, open your eyes bigger. Like, they want us to be like, do that.
What?
And I had to shut it down and be like, you're trying to make us be coonish right now.
Right.
Why can't we just exist and be a married couple or changing a light bulb? Why do we got to be like, and we called it out and they were embarrassed, but they looked very guilty.
Yeah, because they were guilty.
They knew they was trying it.
Can I just peep you to something that y'all don't know?
Well,
Okay, on your smartphone, in your emojis, you have the ability, everybody doesn't know this, you have the ability to change the color of your hands and stuff
right.
like that.
I've been doing that.
Except the families don't change. You can't change the
I
family.
didn't realize
What?
that.
And you can't change the couples.
Oh, because
And you can't change two hands, like one hand joining the other, like in racial harmony.
Right.
You can't change that. I could show it to you. You can change all the faces and the judges and the preachers and the dancers. You can change all the babies and the cops and stuff. And you can change the arm or ear or nose. But when you see the family, it's like a man and a woman and a baby, or a man and a man and a baby, or a woman and a woman and a baby, or a man and a woman and two babies. Those don't change. Those remain white. Did you know that? Try to do it. Yeah, that's that bullshit. The sickness is real, motherfuckers.
there's a
It's
lot of
real.
subliminal messages.
Luenell, she woke.
Yeah, I woke. I've been woke. I stay woke.
Okay, look, we just had a lot of stuff that we got to process right now.
Right, right.
So
Let's
We're gonna go to break
yeah.
right now.
Let's fade to black.
I don't know what the subject was,
When we come
but,
back,
you know,
we're
kill
gonna
Whitey, whatever.
tell you who may be running for president when we come back.
Oh, shit.
welcome back to the Unstable Podcast. It's your girl Claudia Jordan with Steve Wilson, Guy Tori,
That's me.
and Miss Luenell
I'm
Campbell.
sorry.
Thank you for joining us, Luenell.
Thank you for making your appearance here, your first, but hopefully not your last.
No, definitely not my last. Anytime I can be here and you want me, I'll be here.
Guest co-host.
Yes. So
Next time we'll have some weed and some wine for you.
I got that in the car.
I meant to
I
stop.
don't need you.
I meant to stop and get you a bottle of Crown Royal because I know that's your thing.
Not really.
You over it?
No, I mean I don't drink the same thing all the time for the rest of my life.
But you said you told me you had like hundreds of Crown Royal bags.
I do, but I don't have them anymore. I got rid of them because I was going to try to make a car cover or something out of them. But I figured out.
You a nigga then.
I am all
Good
day.
Lord, have mercy.
But
I can't say that.
The drinks seasonally change. You know, I drink a Crown through the holidays because you mix it with your eggnog or whatever.
Right.
But you know, in summertime it's vodka, and I just had a lovely double lemon drop down the street.
I love lemon drop.
Yeah, it was amazing balls with no sugar. Trying to watch that sugar, everybody.
Well, I don't know how to segue into this next thing, but I'm just gonna go ahead and just say it. Put the tip in. So,
wait, what?
yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
So in the news, there's been a lot of talk. Oprah Winfrey made this speech
Speculation,
at
if you
the
will.
Emmys.
Golden Globes.
Golden Globes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Oprah Winfrey made a pretty emotional, profound speech at the Golden Globes,
Powerful.
which led a lot of people to think that she may, in fact, be making a bid for the White House. And it kind of set
Oprah's-
social media on fire. Even Ivanka Trump,
Yeah.
to
Chimed
the disappointment of her daddy, basically retweeted. People went in on Ivanka. So what do you guys think? Do you think Oprah Winfrey will or will not run for president? Do you think she'd be a good president? And would you vote for her?
Let's have our guests go first.
Yeah.
I think she should absolutely not run for president because if she did, she wouldn't have the freedom that she has now. She can make more powerful moves just being Oprah and doing what she does now than she could in the presidency, where she would have to answer to people and have to go through people. She runs her own world. She can do what the fuck she wants to right now.
Right.
And she has often said that she does not want the job of being the goddamn president. I don't want Oprah telling us how to end, things in North Korea. I want Oprah building those schools in Africa for those girls. I
Giving
don't
away
want her
cars.
doing what the fuck it is that she does. So, I don't say Oprah for president. I don't know who, but not her, because she's more valuable doing what it is she does to me.
I'm on the fence with it. I wouldn't want to see her run for president. I would want her to see vice president and have Michelle run as president, and then have them on the same ticket.
Now you're going to make me faint.
No, that's
would
what
be
the rumor is. The
That
rumor
was-
is
That's
both.
my
Yeah.
everyday
that would be
Michelle.
dope. But here's the thing. The part of me that wants her to run for president is the part that, because I want her to say, you get a tax cut, you get a tax cut, everybody gets a tax cut. But other than that, I mean, if she runs, of course, I don't think she's qualified. Like Trump wasn't qualified, but I think, her being vice president and Michelle being the president, I think would be greater because Michelle has 8 years in the White House, and she has a husband who would probably help her out.
If
a little bit.
Oprah's president, Gail will be vice president.
Yeah,
Secretary of State.
Secretary of State.
Right.
Stedman will be the treasurer.
Steve, what's your feelings on that?
Listen, I would love to see Oprah run. The president is the only job in the country where you need no experience. And Donald Trump just proved that. Oprah can go in there and start all this love and start giving women all of it, and we can start really making some real change.
They got more training at In-N-Out Burger than they do at this motherfucker.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. This might sound crazy.
He can grab pussies and do every goddamn thing he want to do.
But I'm gonna tell you this. This might sound crazy, but Donald Trump might be the biggest blessing the country ever had because people are so fed up with all this bullshit and them trying to normalize racism. They might put Oprah in office. If she wants to do it now, there's been stories all over the place. Gail says she don't know, and then other stories saying that she might be considered, and Stedman said, all these stories
all
out there.
of them talking out the side of their neck. She
Right.
said she don't fucking want it.
Well, Michelle said she doesn't want to do it either. She said absolutely not. She's probably
Absolutely
over
not.
it. Like they were the most
It's not
disrespected.
a glamorous
Most
job.
disrespected ever.
It's not.
It's not a glamorous job.
No, it's not.
And you want to talk about nuclear bombs and shit, or you want to talk about feeding people and maybe making people happy and building houses and doing things for folks. I mean, at the end of the day, Brad and Angelina built more houses in New Orleans than the fucking government did.
How about that?
You can do more. You can do more on the street than you can up in that White House. So I say no, Oprah. You ain't got to be no damn president because you're already the president of the world, not the United States.
And Claudia, you were saying that about them going in and starting the pictures that are starting the service.
Well, because I think there's a threat. People are getting a little nervous because look at the demographic
Fox News.
that Oprah would get.
Right.
It's not just black women that love.
She's the queen
white
of the
women
white women.
love
Yeah.
Oprah,
Oprah.
and men.
Until she started running
gays,
for president.
And gay men.
Gay men love her. She would get
And women.
So they already started. So this week, as soon as it came out, you start seeing the pictures pop up of her and Harvey Weinstein.
Of course.
Like, oh, you're part of the problem.
They trying to drag
They're trying
her.
it already.
They trying to
Just
drag
with
her
the-
already.
That's
just with
Breitbart
the-
Fox
She don't want
News.
that. Do you want that for Oprah?
But you know what? Everybody's doing that. I've seen people who took pictures with Oprah. Just regular people on the street are popping up pictures now and saying, so that's going to happen.
Who I would love to see as president would be Kamala Harris, a senator from California.
Would be
black
great.
woman.
Oh,
She's
I love her.
amazing.
Great.
I want
Yeah.
Maxine.
Cory Booker.
Oh, Maxine.
I want Maxine.
I don't know about Cory Booker no more. I'm not
I
sure
want
about Cory Booker.
Maxine.
I mean,
Maxine.
Joe Biden. I'll take Joe
Maxine.
Biden. Joe Biden all day.
Uncle
long.
Joe. Uncle Joe might be a good choice.
And what about Maxine?
I love Maxine, but I think with her again, I feel like
They will assassinate
Yeah.
Maxine.
Listen,
She-
Auntie Maxine
I'm sorry.
would be great for us, but they ain't gonna have that.
Right.
White America ain't ready for that.
Who was they? Since when
White
did we start
America ain't having
giving a fuck
Auntie
about
money.
what they ready for? They wasn't ready for Barack either, but there he was.
They got him in their face
No,
for
no,
8
no.
years.
Here's the thing. Barack is more
I can't say it.
Safe.
No, I'm saying Barack was
Safe.
more safe.
Negro
yeah, safe.
friendly.
Right. Auntie Maxine gonna come out there and tell you about yourself.
That's
and she ain't
right.
gonna, yeah, and they not gonna lie to that.
She going to take her earrings off.
Reclaiming
Right.
my time.
She
goddamn
act
it.
like one of your
Right.
aunties and somebody reneged. She ain't gonna play.
I will say this. I'm not dealing with anybody that does not vote in the midterm elections. That's how serious I am about this. Like, we
Yeah.
gotta
What?
get these motherfuckers out.
Out.
Like, if you tell me you can't be bothered or you don't care, this is why
I know that.
Trump didn't win because he got so many votes. He won because so many people didn't vote.
How
That's
many was it? What did they say? What, like 90 million or something? How many people didn't vote?
lot of people did not vote.
Because everybody, there's no way he can win.
So everybody fell for that.
Yep.
So you have to vote in the midterm elections. Start to get to know the Democratic. I'm going to say it. The Democratic representatives.
Right. Get 'em
Sorry.
known now.
Listen, the Democratic Party is not perfect. Trust me, I know. I see everything on YouTube and everything that people said. Oh, black people need to stop being so loyal to the Democratic Party. Yes, but right now
Pick the lesser of the two evils.
we gonna get to that. They gonna owe us.
And-
They
Oh my
do
God,
owe us already.
I'm
They owe us a
And-
lot.
and
I
speaking
am
of-
obviously too shallow for this show.
And,
Good
stu-
Lord.
and speaking of
my
evil,
God.
speaking of evil and White House, Steve has a story about.
Steve Bannon he just left. Not only done with the White House, but now he just left Breitbart.
Yeah.
Well, was he fired or they said he stepped down?
Well,
I
the
think he was
Mercer Group
fired.
stepped away, pulled the funding, and the Mercer Group is super paid. Like
Right.
that's who funds the Breitbart
Right.
Group. So when they took that money out, they forced him to step down.
So
Steve
basically,
Bannon-
he's a broke
Yeah.
bigot now.
In a book,
He a broke white trash boy.
in a book, he made negative comments about Donald Trump.
Yep.
Sure did.
And when he did that, he started losing the financial backing. He started losing a lot of supporters. So then he had to step down from
Now they can
Breitbart.
actually see that herpy on his lip. When you talk about Trump, you can see it on his lip.
He looks a little
herpy-ish.
AIDSy.
Yeah, how you got herpes on your eye? That nigga had herpes on his eyes. How the fuck you got an eye herpes? What the fuck
Y'all
was you
shouldn't make
doing?
jokes about sexually
Motherfucker had
transmitted.
yeah,
But Steve,
yeah.
hold up, Steve, because you had something in your. We're not talking about that.
You haven't- you got
I
herpes?
won't say it.
I ain't never had a
Oh,
sexually
yeah.
transmitted
No,
disease in my
I'm
life.
sorry.
My
I'm-
vagina is clean as a
I'm
whistle,
done
baby.
blindsiding people and not
tight as
preparing
a
them for
drum,
what I'm
'cause
saying.
I had a
Everybody,
C-section.
everybody had crabs before some stuff.
I ain't had no goddamn crabs.
You never had
I have
crabs?
never had a venereal
never had crabs
disease in my
either.
Wow.
motherfucking
I think
life,
everybody had
son.
crabs.
I've never had crabs.
How you never
Never
had
had
crabs?
a
I've never had
crab.
crabs.
You've been on the road for 25 years. You
I've never had crabs, dude.
So
I had
how did
crabs twice.
how did it feel, Steve?
It's not good. I was playing Sega, and all of a sudden you start itching. And then I was like, one time I was itching my eye too much, and yeah, and then I had to go.
Okay, whatever.
I went to the,
That's
I went
the
there and they
price
laughed
you
at
pay
me.
for fucking trashy.
I went into the store. They laughed. I was in a drugstore when
That's
I got the
what you get.
medication, and I said for my eye. He said, "What's in your eye?" And when he read the stuff, he went in the back. I heard this nigga back there laughing. I was mad as hell.
Did
You a professional, motherfucker. You ain't supposed to be back there laughing.
But when you look back, do you wish you had used condoms? They would have maybe cut down the.
You can still get crabs though,
Yeah,
right?
Right, you
a condom is
They
just a
gonna protect you
bridge
from crabs.
for
But
crabs.
I know that a crab can jump off one of these hairs up here and
Hey,
jump
get on
off
your
one of-
eyelashes, yeah.
On your eyelashes.
So when you got crabs the second time,
Yeah.
Oh my God!
you didn't like learn your lesson. Like
How
what?
you can, there's no lesson you can learn if the
So
listen,
glad I was able to
First
make
of all,
it
let's
today.
take this back. This is a long time ago. Let's bring this back. I'm in a happy relationship. now.
You
This
sound
is
like
long ti-
a female whore,
This
like a
is a
former whore. Oh, I
long
dated him a
time ago.
long time. Like that's what
You know
girls
what?
say.
You know what? Speaking of being on the road and being a comedian, Luenell, being
She looked at you
a
like,
black
what the
woman
fuck?
comedian. I mean, you
From
work
crabs
with some
to
of the,
Luenell.
No, just on the road. It's just
You like that?
Right.
Luenell is a black woman comedy. Been successful at it for 30 years, and have worked with some of the top comedians around. Being a black woman comedian, what are the pitfalls, or what advice you have for young black women coming out to want to do comedy?
Good question, Darky.
First of all,
I can't say that.
I don't have any advice for any of them because I didn't go off of advice when I came through. I went off of instinct and off of passion and off of what I wanted to do. I didn't ask somebody's advice. I didn't hardly take anybody's advice.
Did you have a plan B?
No plan B.
And you a theater major, right?
Fine arts, yeah, theater, fine arts.
Yeah. Okay.
English major, theater, fine arts minor.
Okay. Now,
Cal State Hayward, bitches.
do you think any woman comedian, especially black woman comedian, would reach the levels that Eddie Murphy, Martin Lawrence, Cat Williams, Kevin Hart reached? Do you think that is possible for a black woman comedian?
I think,
Goldberg.
yeah, it's about to happen.
Okay.
It's about to happen with Tiffany.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Tiffany Haddish up there. Yeah.
About to happen. And, there's a lot of things that go into play with that.
Right.
Because, no shade to Tiffany, but it's obviously not about being the funniest motherfucker in the world. You have to have a lot of factors. It doesn't hurt to be pretty. It doesn't hurt to be young. It doesn't hurt to be
right.
friendly. She's all of those things. You hit the thing and quirky, like Lucille Ball and stuff like that.
Those are some of your favorites: Lucille Ball, Joan Rivers,
Yeah,
Moms Mabley,
that's
Carol
right.
Burnett. Those
That's
are some
right.
of the women
And
that
if
you looked
all
up to.
those planets line up, you can do that, and at the right time. Some of us who are bosses are too old now, and too old to reach the mega
like
shit.
that,
Nobody
bosses.
wants to be. Nobody, I'm a boss. I'm
Yeah,
gonna always be a boss. I
absolutely.
may not be a megastar, but I'm gonna be a
You're a
boss. I'm gonna
boss.
die that. And some of us are too old, you too fat, you too radical, you too gripey, and also these executives, they want a young, thirsty, excited, fucker that they can offer some money to, that they don't really know about points and all this kind of stuff. They want that rather than somebody who knows a shit ass contract when they see one, or that you got demands and stuff like that. They don't want to have to deal with that. So much easier to deal with somebody who's hot and excited. And then what? It blows my mind. I'll remember this. I'll never forget it. I had went to see my friend Fantasia Barrino at the time. She had done a concert out here and came to kick it with her at the Sofitel. And at the Sofitel, there was a section, and there was Black Fantasia surrounded by this swarm of white folks, agents and managers and
The percentages,
stylists
I
and
call
all
them.
that. The black folks couldn't get in to say what's up and shake her hand and give her a kiss because the white folks are around. That's what's That's what's happening to Tiffany right now. Although Tiffany is woke enough,
She is.
and Tiffany is smart enough to really be able to say, I don't really think I like that. She got
yeah.
a head on her shoulder, no matter how crazy or naive they may think she is.
Right.
She's not that.
She is woke.
But she's woke, just like Alicia Sparks. Sparks. But Amanda Sparks.
Amanda Sparks.
I'm sorry, Amanda. But it's just a timing factor because you don't have. I had to tell myself this. I had to unfollow certain comics so that I could put the blinders on and see what the fuck it is I'm doing and not look at what the fuck they're doing.
I see.
To make myself feel like I'm not as good as them because I don't have that. I don't have a mansion. I don't have a Tesla. I don't have a $1 million contract or any of that. But I have a child who loves me, and I gave birth to her naturally. I didn't need a surrogate. And I have a kid that I put through college without financial aid, that is not going to have financial aid debt. And I have multiple residences, and I have a husband who loves me, and I've waited out all the motherfucking haters, and I've got good friends, and and for that I'm rich, And I do want a bigger house, but I don't want, how many rooms do you really need? You can only be in one at once. And if you really love your husband, do you really want him over there watching SportsCenter and playing Madden while you're way over here?
Kinda.
I was raised, me and my husband lived in studio apartments for the longest, so we're not even used to being in separate rooms. We're used to being in the same room all the time.
I remember when you bought one of the houses you have, and you just came out the road with Cat Williams. You were saying that tour helped you buy that house.
Yeah, that and the Borat money.
Claudia, you had a question.
How do you feel about that, Luenell? Like, I'm just thinking, like, when you have put in so many years, and then not just Tiffany, I know Tiffany's put in a lot of years as well.
Yeah.
I remember seeing her like just grinding like from the bottom, right?
Yeah. That's right.
But then like I remember there was a very public beef with you and Nene Leakes.
Your friend, Nene.
And you were very vocal. I got what you were saying about people like that have put in a lot of time versus people that come along like more of a gimmick. You know what I mean?
It's just that I think that the issue that the OG comics have, and I'm not speaking for all of them, but I've been talking to some OGs like George Wallace and Spoon and stuff like that. And the issue is not even the fact that, okay, first of all, I just think there needs to be another name for internet sensation. Call them that. But don't call them comics, because we worked blood, sweat, and tears to be called that and to be recognized that in this industry, and as a viable one. They should have another thing. Just 1 second. And then the other thing is, we was out here in these streets, pounding and stuff like that. It wasn't because you could get people to sit home and push a button and give you likes.
Right.
But that's not even the issue. The issue is they're so fucking disrespectful. They're so disrespectful. When I meet up with Mooney or when I meet about Marshall Warfield or something, I'm honored to be in the room with them. I bow down all the time. I sit at their feet and I listen to what they have to say.
Right.
If they'll talk to me, the fuck it all. But these motherfuckers like, bitch, I have 875,000 Instagram likes. How many likes you got? Bitch, fuck you and I'll beat your motherfucking ass, motherfucker.
Here's the thing. I don't mind them calling them comics. They can call them comics, but we are comedians.
I don't like that.
We are comedians. There's a difference between a comic and a comedian.
Well, there's a difference between a clown and a comic.
Exactly.
But I mean, it's potato. But what I'm saying is that they're in a different category than what we are. And I'm not busting on their grind or their success. But then again, here they come, and the club owners are trying to keep their doors open and keep their payroll. So the same club that you work here, this motherfucker come, and they're going to get more money than you because they have more legs than you.
They
and they
paying
can pack
these
the fucking
niggas.
club.
I recently saw you give respect to Paul Mooney and Marshall Warfield in New York when you won the first LOL Moms Mabley.
I didn't win it. I was awarded.
You was awarded.
It wasn't a contest.
Right. It won a contest. She was awarded the Moms Mabley Award.
The first one.
The very first one. And Moms Mabley was one of the ones that you looked up to and studied. How did it make you feel winning that award?
Oh, that's high.
Or receiving that award?
Well, everybody wants to feel, oftentimes you grind and you go through these airports and you miss holidays with your family and with your friends, and you have to work when you're sick and you can't call in sick, and you do all this, you feel so fucking unappreciated. Like people don't even want to meet you now. They just want the picture.
That's it.
I met Denzel and I didn't even get a picture with him, but I always had that memory because the minute they take the click, they don't even turn around and say thank you. They're fucking gone. They just want the picture. They don't even want the experience of meeting you anymore. So, I feel some type of way, about what's happening with everybody and why can't we work together?
Absolutely.
How come we can't, they could, because right now it's like either or. But see, the black comics keeping it 100. Black comics are what keeping white comedy clubs open.
Absolutely.
If it wasn't for the black and the Latino comics
Absolutely.
now.
Latinos too. Absolutely.
If these guys, if these people who a name I won't call, not for the fact that I'm no punk bitch, but just I don't want to start no shit. But
I love this nigga so much.
I can't say that.
There could be on the poor Claudia. I
can't say anything.
Just write me a note and I'll say it, Claudia.
Right.
And I ain't saying shit about parenting ever again in life.
But I just think that there's room for everybody, but just respect. Just respect.
I think
they come in with these motherfucking entourages, like motherfucking.
Listen. There's an internet
They
dude
do.
making $70,000 a month right now. Internet dude.
I think what you're saying.
Please don't tell me who he is.
I'm not.
Even during the break.
What you're saying applies across the board in entertainment, like not just comedy.
Sure.
Because with this internet thing, I would get offended years ago about everybody and their mama saying they're a model.
Right.
And modeling used to be you had to have great skin, you had to be a certain height,
You have
a
to
certain
be
weight.
a model.
You had to be really photogenic. This is before like the crazy Photoshop was happening. So I remember grinding and hitting the pavement. I would take a Greyhound bus from Providence to New York 3 times a week, get turned down by all the agencies, go on auditions, get a flat tire, go back to Rhode Island and try it again next week. Similar situation. So when you grind it out and you have 11, 12, 13 years of that, and then someone comes along, 5'3", bad skin, not really anything to look at in person, but they can Photoshop the hell out of a picture, and they go on Instagram and they get 1 million followers because they got a thong on. I get how y'all feel. It's disrespectful to the name.
Well, see,
So it's like, there is a place for it. Like, if you speak on it, you're called a hater. If you don't speak on it, you're not really keeping 100 with how you really feel. Like you said, we can do things together, but just don't forget the OGs and don't forget to pay homage to like the grind, the struggle, what it really is.
Yeah, nobody's saying look at old ass Big Daddy Kane. They're look at that legend, Big Daddy Kane.
Right.
Nobody's saying like, get the fuck out of here, Dre. They're like bow down, that motherfucker's a boss.
Right.
But in comedy and modeling, even in acting and stuff like that.
Here's the thing with the whole internet sensation thing. It's like I don't mind that. That's a new hustle. That's a new grind. My thing is when you go to a comedy club and you got 45 minutes to fill for a show.
Yeah.
Give them 45 minutes. And what's happening is
45 good minutes.
45 good
Not
minutes.
15
Right.
hot ones
they
and
do.
35
They
fucking
do. Internet
shitty
dude
ones.
and friends is what they do.
So make sure you
Really?
put that time in on stage too, put the work in on stage too,
They're not
and give
gonna do
people a
that.
good show. Because what's happening is somebody's coming to a comedy show for the first time in their lives. They come to
Right,
that
and
show,
every show
and all
there's
you got
somebody-
is 5 minutes. And now that hurts that hurts them coming back to see me, see Steve, see
But you
Luenell,
want
or
to
whoever
know,
else.
but nobody gives a fuck.
They don't.
Nobody
Just
cares
us.
but us.
Yep,
Right.
that's
Nobody
it.
cares but us. The club owners don't care.
'Cause they get
got to
money.
meet payroll.
Right.
The internet sensations don't care, and the
There's
audiences
a few that
don't
do
even
though. There's
care.
a few that pay homage. I know DC Youngfly really is always asking for advice and what's up OG and
Really?
there's a few internet ones who are young and Carlos Miller. Those guys are really
Really?
yeah they are. I
To
talk
you
to them a
guys.
lot.
They don't talk to us. See, it's not a boys' game no more. It's a boys and girls' game. You can
Absolutely.
learn, you brothers can learn as much from a female OG as you can from
Are
a
you
male
crazy?
OG.
Miles Mayer is one of
Preach.
my favorite. Whoopi Goldberg
Right, but
one of
you
my
get
favorite.
old and you got respect. But I'm telling you,
She
that
called
these
you old.
motherfuckers
You.
come in these
You one of my
goddamn clubs
favorites.
I think
with
this-
about 35 motherfuckers, and they want, they act like we supposed to run over and ask to take a picture with them. You suck
Here's the
my
thing.
They are something like that.
When
my
anybody
dick.
something like that.
anybody that gets success too fast, like internet folks, I'll even say it, reality stars. When you get overnight success, I call it microwave. We're in a microwave
Right.
Society,
You
absolutely.
don't respect the grind as much because you think, oh, I just got here and I already got all this money. They don't.
Right.
They don't understand
And
when you
how
can't
could
make
they?
rent. So there's no humility there. So they
how
come
could no
in.
humility?
They come in there shitting on people that have been really doing the grind, and it's
Yeah.
like not asking anyone to kiss ass, but just be mindful of those who pay the way for
And
you.
you can
And
kiss a little ass.
Yeah, a little ass.
And
That's
there's
not
another
bad.
one. Miss Pretty Ricky is as a young female comic coming
that's a
up.
chick that opened up for you.
Who asks questions,
Yeah,
who asks
yeah.
questions and respects the game, and also on her internet grind too. So, there's a few out there, very few though.
All right, so we're going to take a break
Whatever.
right here.
We're gonna take a break, and
Take
we're
a
gonna
break.
listen. Our old asses, we a little angry with the youngsters.
Let's show another clip of Luenell.
Just pay, just
I'm
pay
not the only one
homage.
that's angry.
Pay homage to the greats. And matter of fact, we're gonna go to break and take a little look at one of the greats doing her thing right now.
Put your hands together from Oakland, California. My girl, one and only Miss Luenell. Let her hear it.
I travel around the country and I can appreciate being a full-figure woman, but sometimes, like these hotels, they don't always accommodate a full-figure woman. Because, like, I stayed in a hotel recently and the bath soap was this big. Hey, try not to get too drunk tonight, because you know how good we all look and how good we all feel. You don't want to end up like this, peeing in the parking lot at the Ivory Crown. Ooh, girl, I be with you in a minute.
We know that the videos fucked it up for a lot of good bitches. But I got some news for you. There is no motherfucking super freak ass spaceship that's gonna land and Mariah Carey's gonna pop out and J-Lo gonna pop out and swoop you niggas up and take you off. It's not gonna happen. You be laying in the bed late, you be minding your own business. You just laying in the bed, minding your own business. You just laying there. All of a sudden, here he comes. Excuse me, what is you doing? Nothing, going back to sleep, going back to sleep. If you have a woman and she looks perfect, the bitch is perfect. Her earrings match her necklace and match her bracelet and match her ring, and her purse match her shoe, and her belly button ring match her toe ring, and her nails match her toenail, and her teeth is white and straight and pretty, and her breath smells good. The bitch ain't got no earwax in her ear, and her eyes is all clear, and her hair's all together, and her stockings ain't wrong, and her foot ain't got no wrinkles. You better lift that skirt up, because her dangling is probably bigger than yours. My name's Luenell. I'm out of here. Thank you.
Keep it going for ATL.
And we're back. This is the last segment right here of Unstable Podcast. It's your boy right here, Steve Wilson. We got your boy Guy Tori.
What up, though?
Luenell in the house, Legend Comics stopping through for Mike Hill. That's not Mike Hill, that's actually Luenell. And then the beautiful Claudia Jordan right there finishing it off. I just want to end it off and tell a little story. I mean, everybody was very passionate today about everything. I just want to end it on some happy stuff. I want you to know I went to the doctor today and got my checkup, and I'm healthy.
Prostate?
Yeah, it happens.
Your ball sack? They check your ball sack?
They do all these. I got
your rectum?
Let me tell you something. I got the full checkup, but I'm telling you, they did everything.
You got fingered?
Yeah,
Finger bang?
you did.
it happens.
So that was happy for you?
Okay.
I mean, it's it happens. It's only once a year.
We're just proud that you went and got your ass and shit checked out.
Well, you have no choice because after 40, I'm 47, so I got to get it checked You just got yours checked last week.
Yeah.
See,
So how many
been
fingers
there.
they put in your ass?
I don't know. You close your eyes
You
and
sound like Laura Govan with that bullshit. You know?
I'm gonna tell you this right now. I'm not gonna lie. You got to get it done, fellas. But it's horrific. I'm not gonna lie. It's something you
Really?
don't.
You gotta relax and
Yes.
breathe. Have a little glass
No,
of
no,
wine
no,
first.
listen.
Put out
They
some
don't let you-
Jodeci.
they don't do that.
No.
I'm just saying.
And it's a dude. It's like a little Asian dude, and he put it in, and it's not. It's I don't care who you are. It's
Okay.
something a piece of you die when you get fingered.
Let me give you a little advice, a little help. Next time you do it, right, Luenell, you can join
Claudia,
in.
I have no clue about anything to do with that. I was asleep when they
I was
did me,
asleep.
and I would be asleep when
Well-
anybody tried to put anything on my ass except a tongue.
Well, I'm half white,
Oh,
I'm half white, so I'll go.
Okay.
So I'll go.
Ouch. Ow.
So you have to breathe.
Okay.
You have to relax. You can't if you hold on, it makes it worse.
Ew,
So you have to.
Claudia.
All your little
fucking
male friends in the business can tell you this as well.
Yeah.
I was
I-
clutching, so they were like, you gotta relax, you gotta relax.
Clutching.
You got to relax. You have to.
Are we talking about an exam or?
Here's the
Talk
thing.
about exam.
Listen,
About the same thing.
It doesn't matter. It's still
You have to
finger.
relinquish power.
It doesn't matter. It's
It's-
still going in.
The other worst part is that damn jail.
Relinquish power.
That damn jail it doesn't feel good.
No,
the gel
because it stays.
the
It stays
gel-
for a couple of hours.
The lubrication. Wipe
No,
your
because your
ass.
ass be greasy when you leave the
When
doctor's
you wipe it,
office.
you can't get in there. It's still in there.
I can. They say how you wipe your ass with your nails, Luenell? Very meticulously. I wipe it the same way I wash it, bitch. I
All
wash
right, so
my
I just
ass.
wanted to tell that story so we can
Am I
have
not supposed to be cussing like that?
That's all you want.
That's what I
You
thought.
know,
Chill.
I think
Right
honestly,
now.
I think since we're talking about asses, and this is like the end of the podcast,
Talk about
the
it.
end.
That is
Wait,
so
that's it. No,
clever.
No.
Well,
Speaking of your ass
Oh, God.
and taking fingers, the word of the day is
Claudia.
Oh, the word of the day, y'all, is
Rectum.
another is another word from Claudia's dictionary.
Oh, Lord.
Right here on the screen.
Dictionary.
Yes, from
From
Claudia's,
Claudia's
dictionary.
dictionary.
Hey, now.
Absolutely, and the
need
word
some.
of the day is called
Me too.
rapey.
Rapey.
You've heard her use that word on the show before, rapey, and what
Yeah,
it
a
means is
Little rapey,
what's the sentence for
she
rapey?
said. Use it in the sentence while he's looking up the definition.
You know what? You know what the thing about it is?
The definition is-
rapey is not a rapist, but kind of rape. Not a raper, a rapist, but rape-ish.
I felt funny letting him know where I live because he seemed kind of rapey.
There you
There
go.
you go.
That's a sentence right there.
There you go.
Right.
See?
He has
Right.
rape potential, right?
I
So
let
that's
him
what
drop
it
me
is.
off, but I didn't let him come up because
right.
he had like a rapey type of
Right.
quality.
There you go.
Right.
Perfect.
Some type of cats you don't take to the strip club because they have like a little rapey tendency around the girls. You know?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
No,
There's a-
no, that's not the right one.
It's not.
There's a lot of women who have sexual fantasies of a burglar breaking into the house and being a little rapey with them.
So great. That's
Yeah.
the best.
Wow.
I had a guy that I had a little rapey fantasy
No.
with, but it went too far, and I got 2 Charlie horses in both legs, so it didn't really work out like I thought.
No,
That's
guy,
called grown
I
lady
gotta
shit.
go back. You can't say they have a fantasy about somebody coming in and they're a little rapey. Because if a guy comes in the window, he's going to rape you. That's a rapist.
Yeah. So
that's a role
Rapey
play.
is just a tendency, a feeling that you have.
Right.
Like, if I'll be alone with this motherfucker, he might rape me.
So he's a
or
little
he's
rapey.
probably raped somebody before.
You have rapist behavior.
I think,
Yeah,
I think we just
rapey.
broke the record for saying rape on the
You're
podcast.
like rape.
I'm positive.
You're like rape adjacent.
How about that?
Rape
Rape
adjacent.
adjacent.
Like it's like you may not be a full on, but you might like strong arm a little bit. Or
But that's just,
Across the street.
that's a little foreplay. I mean, nobody has. Come on.
And we're
Don't
not
take all
making
the
light
fun
of
out of
this
everything.
Not at
yes,
all.
we are.
I am.
It's too late.
Yeah.
We did a whole segment talking about rape. Feel free to go in on me on the page.
Oh, they gonna tear your
I'm
ass
sure
up.
you will.
Oh, they gonna tear your ass up.
Whatever.
Somehow you said something about
What
niggas.
you
I don't know
really
how,
should
but-
have been discussing is, do you think that we spend too much time and put too much motherfucking merit into sitting around and trolling social media
Yes.
to see what motherfuckers have to say about us? I know that I probably waste 2 hours a day, but I try to respond to a lot of my fans
Right.
and tell them, but just to see. I mean, everybody's been talked about my legendary thing with Nene. They got me, the Neneites or whatever the fuck they are.
Neneites.
Came after me, and for a
Neneites.
while it was bothersome. And I spent a whole half a day going through and blocking every one of them motherfuckers.
Well, the Mike
you know.
Hillites came after me last week.
Mike
I didn't read them all,
Hillites.
but the Mike Hillites, the man, Team
But
Mike
did
Hill
you?
got me.
But did you actively go looking to see
I
what
did.
they had
no.
to say?
I didn't go to this page at all. I would get the alerts from just our podcast, or when
Yeah.
anybody responds. But most of them was fuck guy was out of podcast. I was like, I didn't have my umbrella
It
for
was
a
only like
shitstorm.
6,000 of them.
Right. It got a lot of.
One dude he had your back. He was like, well, you just should have said it a little different, but I get what he's saying. One person said
Because
it.
I just think there's so much time. It's a
But
lot
they didn't know
of
the backstory.
time.
And everybody else said,
There's a
fuck
lot
you,
of
you asshole too.
time. There's a lot of time that we waste doing this shit. What we could be doing other stuff.
That's right.
This is my dear friend
I waste
right
wait.
here.
I don't wait. I waste.
37 snaps in a row is obsessive.
But you watch them.
No, I don't, bitch. Not no
I
more.
see you. I
Wait,
see
like,
you.
No, I go
Yes,
through. I'm
yes.
like, no, I'll meet like maybe 8, and I go, oh, she's on one of these all nighters. So then I go out.
At Snapchat, I don't know if you've updated, but it has a new feature where if you hold, like before it'd be 9-second segments. If you hold it, it just continuously goes. So I don't know that it's doing 30. It's just like a video, like I'm just holding it. So it cuts it up into like,
All the way down Sunset into the valley, and all the way out
Listen,
to
Luenell.
White
They didn't
Oak.
know what time she get home and everything.
I'm like, Claudia, you did this fucking 38
I
times.
have a lot to say, goddammit. I'm by myself
We
a lot. I'm
get
tired of
some
talking about
human
cats.
beings to come over
You know
and
what?
drink wine. I'll come over.
I'm by myself a lot.
Her and Six and the other nigga. What's
Yeah,
the other one
fucking
name?
6
I
and
can't say that.
chases the bottle.
My cat.
Say that.
So listen, I spend a lot of time, contrary to rumor, when I'm not getting gang banged out by the New England
And your
Patriots
vagina's not
or the
leaving
LA
your
Rams.
body.
Right. When I'm not being, violated by everybody in the industry.
so
I
not
Or
actually
that.
writing
spend,
poems about hating niggas.
Right.
She's
Well,
so
I can't say that.
not that. She's so not that.
I'm actually
I
by
don't get
myself
it.
a lot on the couch watching CNN, MSNBC, talking on Instagram Live
What
to people.
time did I call you late? Talking about something. What the fuck are you doing home?
always
You
home.
said, I'm just home on the couch. I'm like, I was like, come on, hang out.
But when I do go out, I will post 1,000 pictures, so it looks like I'm always out in these streets. But I will say this: I do spend way too much time online, and it does. I respond. I'm always trying to prove. I used to try to change
get
people's
it.
minds because.
Stop it.
You can't.
you
But
can't.
and also
Nah.
I'm
lose that
also
battle.
in between jobs right now because this has been a long run for me not being employed.
Right.
So I start my new show February 25th. So I have time a lot. So when people say, "Oh, she got time today," I actually have a lot of time until February 25th. So I'm bored. So I'm like, what am I gonna? I watch CNN, MSNBC.
Okay, but we've got to
Prison rape
we've got-
documentaries,
We've got to
and then-
wean off of some of this shit.
I can't.
You
When I get a man and a job, I will.
Well, you
got a job
Please,
coming in a
your
month.
man is
Please,
going to think that every single
please get a
movement
man.
that you make during the day is going to be on your
But when I have a man, I don't put all that out there though. Not
I
that
know.
much.
That
That's
could be
true.
nobody
scaring- That
knows.
could be scaring
That's
them away,
true.
though.
And that's why they be like,
That's true.
That's why they be like, she can't get a man. I'm like, no, I just don't put that out there. There's a lot of stuff I don't put, but the stuff I do put,
I don't put my husband on social
Right,
media.
and you married.
Yeah. Oh. Nobody even knew I was.
I didn't know
fucking
you was married.
I know, motherfucker.
Is it now? You got back with someone like y'all had a break and you came back around.
Not
Is it,
someone with my
well, I
husband.
know, but I'm not. I don't know
put
his
him-
name because I haven't
Right.
brought him over yet.
His name was Ronnie.
Okay, is it better the second time around?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Second
Yeah, because there's no crack involved this time. How about that?
Hate when that happens.
Right. How about that part?
I can't.
At least
Can
your
I be allowed to
father,
talk
your
about
father
crack?
wasn't a crackhead. So I
His
don't
His
know.
daddy was a crackhead.
I ain't talking
Yeah,
about
so-
nobody's daddies or mamas ever again in life. I'm
Man,
done
listen,
with
my
mamas
daddy-
and daddies.
Yeah.
I admit it. My daddy was a crackhead. I don't hide it.
Lord.
You know, it's
It's
not,
Well,
crack-
see, this is how we slipped into this abyss of social media because we lost a whole entire generation. Our generation got smoked the fuck out.
Sure
Our
did.
parents were alcoholics and dysfunctional and didn't give us any affection. We was, in areas, I was in Oakland where they took all the recreation out of school,
Yeah.
dropped
Yeah.
the dope
St.
down,
Louis, same thing.
and
Same
said
thing in
get at it,
Buffalo.
right? And
Yep.
then in Detroit and all that
Yep.
shit. And then our
Chicago.
whole
St.
generation
Louis.
was detached.
Yeah.
So these kids that was coming up under us didn't have motherfucking the nurturing there.
Crack
the,
babies.
The scents and smells that we have to remind us of the holidays, our mama's bell peppers and onions and shit like that to remind you, oh, mama's cooking. Now their mama remind
Pound
a
cake.
Colt fucking 45 and a package of Newports is what reminds them of home. You know what I'm saying?
because
And,
they grandmama 35. That's why.
and so and then
Percocet.
there's all that. So,
Percocet.
but it's just a
When your, when your
sad
grandmama
situation.
serve you Arby's and don't cook, you're not gonna make it.
Arby, yeah. And that was another thing
The
somebody
grandma
had wrote on
40.
your thing, why these women don't cook. These women do. The hoes you fucking with don't.
Yeah, I cook.
You know? Because if you go on my Instagram, you see me cooking motherfucking oxtails and
and
stew.
that nigga
Claudia's
can
a
cook.
good cook.
She
Claudia
can cook.
cooks. She puts
This
her lasagna.
can cook.
That
Right.
nigga can
I can't
cook.
say that, right?
She
This
makes
is-
lasagna.
Steve,
Can y'all say-
punishment? They
this-
got her on punishment. She can. I wanna
Steve,
have
why
her
is
lasagna.
everybody a nigga, man?
What?
Huh?
Steve called men and women niggas. Like it's
Because they can't control it.
Because y'all niggas, why?
As a black woman in America, I am offended that you would use that language. I am a
Absolutely.
proud
You know
black
what? Listen,
woman.
Well, turn the camera because I don't want the trolls that be going at Claudia. First of all, I don't mean no offense. I apologize
Well,
to you
it's
niggas if y'all took
offensive.
that wrong because I don't mean nothing. These my people. I love these people right here. And if you niggas get offended, I apologize. There you go.
It's
What he
just
said.
like in comedy. On my shows,
We had this conversation.
if I am headlining my show, and you are a feature actor or a host, if we're in not just Mississippi with a bunch of niggas, then you can say nigga. If we're on Sunset Boulevard with a multicultural audience, I will ask you on my show, do not use that word.
How about that?
Because you're fucking up your own career. Somebody might have came to see me and wants to see you. They heard about you. But they're sitting there listening to nigga. There's people who say it 37 times in the first 5 minutes on stage. And then, you can take a toothpick and stick your hand like this. It don't hurt. But after a while, it's irritating.
Right.
Isn't that true? Well, that's the way it is. If you're not black, and even if you are black and you say, listen to the word nigga, I just think it's redundant. You can say motherfucker and have the same punch as saying that, And then you ask a person not to say it, then they say it anyway. That's somebody who's not in control of their art. You letting the comedy do you. You're not doing the comedy.
And there's other words you can use.
Well, that's different though because that's
There's
how I
different
talk
words
in
you
real
can
life.
use.
I prefer punk,
Right,
bitch.
but
That's not an act. That's who I am in real life. So I,
Yeah, but but do you say that when you go to motherfucking
Yep. Comedy and Magic Club. Yep. Everywhere I'm at.
No, Ebenezer Church of God in Christ with your grandma.
No.
So you know how to turn it the fuck off.
Oh, listen.
So
yes,
you
yes.
could turn it off if
But
you
listen,
wanted to.
I
The
can,
fact
but I
is
choose
you don't
not
want
right.
to. Okay,
I choose not to because that's my art. I choose to say that.
That's your art.
Right. Yes, I choose. That's who I am as a person. So when I go on stage, I'm gonna be me.
Whoa.
So when
That's
I
because
talk,
you a nigga.
yeah, right.
Can your woman call you that in
Sounds
bed?
like
No,
me
that's
and my
different.
mama
Okay.
jokes that
That's
people
different, that's
say the
different,
same
yeah.
thing about me and my mama jokes.
Yeah, right.
I've
You gotta
done
learn how
with
to turn
those.
it off. Right.
I
right.
never did. That's why I did Wilding Out one time. I'm like, I'm done.
Why they said nigga love?
And with that
Nah.
note, this has been another episode of Unstable Podcast. Thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure you keep following us on all our social media
Please.
At
handles.
Please do.
Luenell, at L-U-E-N-E-L.
It's right at the bottom of the
Claudia
screen.
Jordan. I'm Guy Torrey. That's I, Steve
And
Wilson.
don't go in on my girl, goddammit. Leave
Right,
her alone.
leave her
Give
alone.
a break.
Keep commenting. If you like us, hate us, we want to hear about it. It's
I
all
don't
good.
give
We
a
just
fuck.
appreciate you.
I
Good night,
don't.
y'all. Thank you.
Don't write me.
Bye, niggas.